Welcome back to another live stream repair. We're going to take it easy today with just this one no power HomePod that got dropped off. Give me a sec to shoot them a link so they can watch, and we will get started. There we go. All right. So, what's this one got? That's right, no power. Got a couple of watts being pulled from the wall. So, let's see if we've got any surprises in here. I'm doubting it. Sounds like it might be time for a new heat gun. I've been saying that for a while. Hey, this thing's held up pretty well for literally the cheapest hot air rework station you can get on Amazon 2 years ago now. Maybe longer. I'm doing the daily grind for HomePods. Ah, there we go. That's right, I do remember them saying it's been a few minutes, or rather a few months since this thing was last turned on. Quite dusty. Quite common to see. to speed up. Before we do that, get all that dust out of here. I don't want any of that getting into our gaskets. Glued in there, that's for sure. That's why we do the rubbing alcohol in the subwoofer. That's what this liquid is for. This glue. Completely unnecessary with all the other gaskets that hold this thing together. And you can also tell that, you know, the second gen, they did away with all the glue altogether, and it uses fewer screws to hold the thing together. So it was, I think they realized they shot themselves in the foot a little bit there by making the first gen as irreparable as it was, and kind of toned it back a little bit with the second gen. And that won't stop us from making a 20 to 30 minute repair out of it. Meanwhile, the company that made the things, they don't take any of them apart. They go straight to recycling. And if you paid for a repair or a replacement from them, it's from the exact same production run as all the others, just in a different box. Which would be okay if they were sending you something that had the problem that broke your first one fixed, but undoubtedly that's not the case. Alright, we got in. I think we can treat ourselves to another. Alright, so we're looking at those 4 filters first. These tend to go bad. They naturally decay over time. They are ceramic capacitors, and their crystalline structure sort of gets lazy over time, and they become less effective at filtering unwanted DC voltage from the audio signal as it passes through the amp and gets amplified and sent to the subwoofer. What I'm getting at is we like to replace these to stay ahead of any common bass issues that we frequently see caused by these going bad. Freshen up those pads with some good solder. You know, that good old leaded stuff. Gotta have it. We want these to stay on there. I won't lie to you guys. I am a lightweight. I don't drink a lot. So it only takes a couple for me to, you know, feel it. And I'm already feeling it. Let's fix that. There we go. That is beautiful. Now let's flip it over and take care of the actual problem here. We've got that 8K dated Schottky diode. To no one's surprise, it has failed us. So we're going to get it replaced with a brand new one that in and of itself would prevent the same problem from happening again. The only reason these diodes fail is quality control issues with these particular date codes of diodes. Unfortunately. Can't blame Apple for this part failing, but at some point you gotta expect them to do something about all these HomePods out there with this. It's sad they didn't see it coming, and I know they didn't because I get people sending in prototypes, like prototype HomePods, for the exact same repair. And wouldn't you know, they have the same date code on their diodes. Alright, and with that, we can put this back together. Judah, welcome back. I believe I saw an email from you recently. I haven't had a chance to reply, of course. I tend to take things a little slower on the weekend. I like to try to take the weekend off, but that never, that never happens. Not that I mind doing a quick fix or two. What made me have a desire to want to fix HomePods? I love that question. It started with simply wanting more for myself. I wanted I bought my first HomePod after my mind was blown listening to my bosses. And I was like, I gotta have one of these. And for my birthday, I bought an open box from Best Buy. And of course I loved it, so I had to get another one. But man, at the time these things were expensive. They still kind of are. But for the price, I still think they're pretty good. It's pretty good. Anyways. Yeah, I wanted to get more of these for myself, but I didn't really want to spend that kind of money on it. The idea of a really high quality, multi-room speaker really tickled my fancy, because prior to HomePods, I was using Airport Express V2s scattered around the house, connected to various speakers to do multi-room audio. So HomePods were just perfect for me. But again, very expensive. Couldn't afford more than one. So I was like, okay. In my typical fashion, what I like to do is if I want something, I'll try to find someone selling it in broken condition and try to fix it up for myself. Save a few bucks. As I looked into it, I found quite a few broken HomePods with what appeared to be the same problems. And eventually it got to the point where I was, pretty happy with how many I had. I had got the hang of fixing them. And I noticed that there wasn't anybody else offering a repair service out there for HomePods. And not just that, but there were a whole bunch of other issues that had no known fix yet. At the time, the only thing anybody knew how to fix was this no power issue for that particular diode. Nobody knew how to fix anything else. So I saw an opportunity to start a small side-time business and try to help a few people out, because I always wanted to do an electronics repair shop, but I didn't really want to just be another repair shop out there. I wanted to do something that really stood out, and there were a few things that I wanted in order to do that. One was a product that there wasn't anybody else already fixing out there, let alone dozens or hundreds or thousands of people already fixing, like iPhones and iPads and MacBooks and laptops and that kind of thing. I don't want to put a bunch of energy into trying to compete with other people. I want to put my energy into investigating problems and providing good repairs. And the second thing that really motivated me to offering this was just how good these speakers are and how enjoyable the listening experience is with them. And I feel I'm very strongly passionate about my music and listening to music and how I can hear it and feel it. I wouldn't necessarily call myself an audiophile, but I do care a lot about good quality. So I think, HomePods are giving people some of the best listening experience that they'll ever get a chance to listen to for a reasonable price. Yes, of course, for the money or more, you can go and, go all out and get something better, but the point is, and this is what Apple tends to do pretty good, is bring a higher quality experience, almost pro level, down just a little bit, so it's just a little more accessible to prosumers and consumers alike. And it's just such a fantastic speaker, and it sounds great, and you get a couple of them in a room, and it's all of my friends that I've ever shown my room full of HomePods and let them listen to it has gone they've just gone wow. So being able to continue or bring back or save that experience for other people, because I'm sure other people feel similarly. Of course they do. We've fixed thousands of these and they still keep showing up at the same rate every day, years later. But they're just so good, and everybody likes them so much, but there's just no one out there doing anything for them yet, and I saw the opportunity and I seized it. Another motivation was the allure of, there was nobody knew how to fix anything in these. This was untapped territory. This was, a place where I could maybe make a kind of a name for myself and, do a little good for the world in a way. Help keep crap out of the trash. And I would be lying if I said I wasn't doing it for the money too, but at the start of it all, You know, you're gonna have a hard time without a reputation convincing anybody to ship you their $300 speaker and pay you for it for a repair. At the time, I had very little reputation. Nobody really knew who I was. So what I did was I just went around all the forums, everywhere I could find anybody on the internet complaining about their broken HomePod. I would offer them to fix their HomePod for free if all they did was pay for shipping back and forth. And after, you know, a few dozen of those, I built up enough reputation and positive reviews and word of mouth. And I mean, it did not take long for me to not do anything for people to start approaching me, and me to not have to approach people anymore. But at the start, that's what I did. I just said, screw it, we'll just do this for free for people, prove that we can be trusted, that we know what we're doing, and at the same time, you know, I wouldn't call ourselves like pro expert level, know how to do it all at the time, so it helped us gain a lot of experience and confidence to eventually start charging money for these repairs. And not just that, but, you know, even offer like warranties and such too. I'm at the point now where I'm going to be changing my warranty for the better. And what it'll be is pretty much, you know, you get the same exact warranty that you've got now for up to a year. Anything that you know, my parts and labor and US shipping will be covered for the first year if something breaks again. If the thing that I fixed or you get what I'm trying to say. I'm not gonna, you know, warranty repair your stuff if you throw it across the room or if you know, your kid gets a hold of it. But after that year, if it's a HomePod that I've already worked on and it has another issue, if it's the same issue that I fixed and it's caused by and it's the exact same failure with the same parts that break again, if you can cover shipping, I will fix it for you for free. If it's unrelated to any of my work, then it'll be half off what the repair normally would be. Even if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years down the road, we'll say. I'm calling it an unlimited lifetime warranty or whatever. But I'm that confident in that, you know, these are not only worth repairing, but that they're just that good. And that I think we've gotten a good grip at this point on most of their issues and how to maintain them. And I want people to feel, you know, I want people to feel warm and fuzzy if they're going to spend some money to try to keep these things going. I want it to be worth it for them. It's not, you know, we're not talking chump change here exactly, but we want to make it worth it. Austin, welcome. Sorry for rambling. I didn't notice the chats in the chats in the chat there. Do I have any OG HomePods for sale? I might have a few for sale in the next few days. You'll have to keep an eye out on my shop website. I hate selling them because I just personally I want to keep as many as I can for myself. To either use and or have for the parts that I need to fix other people's HomePods. I make the least amount of money, believe it or not, selling a refurbished HomePod as opposed to obviously doing repairs. The only thing it costs me is my time and a couple of dollars in parts. Whereas the whole HomePod sale, I lose out on all of the repairs that I could accomplish with those parts. And with the prices that, you know, you can't get a broken HomePod for a decent price unless someone knocks on my door and says, "Hey, I'll take you up on your $60 offer for my broken HomePod." People want way too much for broken HomePods on eBay. The demand is just, I mean, there's some doofus that keeps going around telling everybody how easy it is to fix these things and showing them every day, so the market got ruined. But the answer to do I sell them is it depends on it depends on the time and day and how I'm feeling about it and what I've got. If I do sell any, it'll be on my shop website, and you can get my shop by going to nixfix.com. I've got the link to it at the top of my website. But when I'm feeling desperate, I'll throw a few up for sale on there. But usually I don't like to sell them. I think I might need to dump a few of them here in the next day or so, because I am trying to buy a house, and I'd rather have a house than a couple hundred HomePods, you know what I'm saying? But I could build a house out of those couple hundred HomePods. Oh, I can't imagine people's frustration when they spend so much money on these things and then they take them to the Apple store and they're like, yeah, you can pay us full price for a replacement that's going to have the exact same problems again. Just the no options thing sat so wrong with me that I felt compelled to do something about it. And here we are. I think we're doing all right. Just in time. Tell me something. Complain about my Wi-Fi. I dare you. Oh, they don't have her turned on, do they? Well, since it's been, I think they said like 6 months or so, we'll go ahead and reset and update this for them.
Your HomePod is about to reset. Keep pressing until you hear 3 beeps.
There we go. Folks, I hope you all enjoyed this live stream repair. I do have another one waiting in the car to get fixed, but we're taking it easy this weekend, so we'll save it for tomorrow, or if they're not in too huge of a rush, maybe we'll save it for Monday with the rest of them. In any case, I hope you all enjoyed this live stream repair, and I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.